Hey there, everybody. Welcome to this reading these are going to be your main energies that you will be dealing with in 2020. As always, I come up with these ideas and then I forget them later on as I'm kind of like getting ready for the reading. So these are going to be the main energies for 2020. I'm just going to be doing 3 cards per sign, since these are kind of like the main energies that you will be dealing with. And we will be going in order. Of course, this will be an all-sides reading. But Val, hello. Annette, hello. Mitch, hello. JC, hello. Sabrina, hello. And everybody else that I can't see right now, hello. Can I get a mic check, actually? As always, also, messing with my microphone, of course, before I started this. So everybody let me know if you can hear me. Siobhan, hello. By the way, if you're coming to this reading not live, all the timestamps are below this video. Love Reflections, hello. Thank you for being here. Also, today I did, what did I do? I don't know. I did Leo, Cancer, and Taurus for the weekly reading. So if you're one of those signs, or even if you're not, feel free to go watch those videos. And, really helps me out. All the likes, all the comments on those videos. Jenny, hello. Midnight Moon, hello. Nita, hello. And Mitch, hello. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Diana, hello. Thank you for being here as well. Really appreciate it. We are going to answer some questions as always, and then we're going to get started here in just a few minutes. Jacqueline, hello. And Raven Picks, hello. Thank you for being here. Jennifer Surratt, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say marriage in 2020. You have any King of Pentacles, Temperance? I would say no, or maybe is what I'd say here. Again, I always say tarot. The thing about tarot is it's not set in stone. People always want like a definitive answer. It's one of the things that I think is wrong with the tarot community in the first place. Is these are pieces of paper with pictures on them. They do not control your life. They cannot say that something will happen or won't happen. We have full control. We have full free will over everything that happens in our lives. A good example of this is you could go to Vegas, you could talk to every drunk person you encounter, and if you asked every single person there to get married, one person would say yes. So you could technically get married probably in a couple of hours from now, literally, if you were close to Vegas, right? Or if you were there. So that's just an example. And is that realistic? No, but I'm just saying. So, King of Pentacles does say that there could be a very stable relationship if you're not already in one, but it could also just be stability. Temperance is saying don't rush into marriage, just be patient. But I'd say, like I said, maybe with these cards. But I feel like I've answered this question for you before, and I feel like it's always kind of like a maybe for you. So, I feel like it's kind of up in the air. A Ortiz, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Cards for government exam today. Knight of Swords. Will I get an interview if I pass? You have the Two of Swords. This would say no. With these cards, let's see. Yeah, Ten of Swords, I would say no. I felt a lot better about this the other day, is what I would say to you here. Yeah, you have the Fool here as well. I do feel like it's possible there will be a job offer. I just don't like that Ten of Swords and Two of Swords. So if you haven't taken the exam yet, then I would say don't second guess yourself. Whenever I get these like swords cards on test questions, happens every single time someone asks me about a test. I always say don't second guess yourself. Just go with your first gut instinct. That will make sure that you pass the test. You do have the Fool, which could be an offer for you here. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, definitely some sort of change as far as work is concerned for you. Kind of like a turnaround as far as luck is concerned in work. So I do feel like it's possible you get an offer soon. For Ninja, hello. And for Ninja has the Ten of Pentacles. Ninja had the Ten of Pentacles last night, I'm pretty sure, or something that was pretty good. So could definitely be a job for her, or just could be her finding more, kind of like finding a raise or a promotion at her current place of business. But I feel like she's been waiting for a job for a long time as well. JC, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Three of Pentacles last night inspired me to do some teamwork, different prep for hearing. For cards, you have the Seven of Swords, definitely preparation. The Moon. This is fears. Both of these cards. Seven of Swords, I always say, is my card of like internal fears that don't exist. And to me, the Moon is also a card of fears. So let go of your fears here. Magician. I feel like you've had this card as well on similar questions to this. And the Magician just says you are kind of like in control of your own destiny. It kind of says like make sure to attract things that you want. So I feel like that's what you need to do here is like kind of keep a positive state of mind here in this situation. Ace of Cups, some sort of offer. Could be a loan offer coming in. Could be you making an offer to the other side, then making an offer to you. Something like that. So I like it. Looks really good. Val A, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Cards for the rest of the week. You have the Star and the Justice card. Yeah, the Star, kind of like a nice, relaxing energy. I think in the weekly readings that I did last week for this week, it was like a kind of like a relaxing kind of week, like where maybe people should just like chill out, relax, do things that they want to do. The Star came up quite a bit. The Justice card just says like put energy into things that you want to put energy into. Just put it, put your energy into things where you see a positive energetic return. Definitely could be justice if you're dealing with any justice situations as well, Val. Yeah, pretty good. The Star is like a miracle, so definitely could be some sort of turnaround for you. I feel like there's a lot of turnaround energy, like all of a sudden coming in, so I like that. Sabrina, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Anxious about finding a place today. Advice, please. You have the Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles. This could represent like needing to open up to other opportunities as far as finding a place to live. Six of Cups is like a turnaround. So literally just what I said. Six of Cups is saying that any obstacles that you've been encountering will kind of turn around. Five of Swords is a card of like self-interest, but like if you're looking for a place to live, of course you're going to be going off of what you want. I mean, that is what self-interest is, just kind of makes sense for the situation. Four of Pentacles, security. So I definitely feel like there will be something coming in for you. Yeah, you have the High Priestess, trust your intuition. Like I feel like you'll find a place that just feels right. And that's what I think you should do. Noxolo, hello. Thank you for being here, by the way. Romantically, there's a Pisces in my life. Many mixed signals and really want to know if I'm being dramatic for cutting off the connection. I would say no. Queen of Wands says you're very attractive at this time. Death, transformation. So Queen of Wands basically says you shouldn't waste your time if someone isn't making moves towards you, because it says you're very attractive at this time. So it says, there are plenty of other people that you could have a relationship with. So it kind of says like get out there, and there are probably plenty of people. Two of Cups, there's like a perfect match coming in for you. So I feel like this had to come to an end for you, is what I'd say with those cards. Annette, thank you as always for the super chat. You say, how is he feeling now? You have the Page of Cups, which could be like an admirer or, having imagination, but you have the Emperor, not open and not sharing feelings, right? So he could be, if this is a love situation, Annette, this could definitely be like more attraction or kind of like imagining things that could happen in the future. And the Emperor is just like, but not sharing those emotions. So, it's kind of, it's not really a guarded energy, but I don't know, this person you're dealing with could just be very guarded, or they could just be very kind of like more closed off, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's kind of like what you're dealing with these cards, is what I'd say to you. But that's that. Tutti Frutti, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Happy birthday. Thank you for being here. What's in store for this year? Will my hair colors finally get it right? For you, you have the Devil and the Queen of Swords. I feel like you're like leaving behind this toxic energy, right? Queen of Swords is like going directly towards things that you want. So I feel like this next year will be very direct, open for you. Yeah, it could lead to love. Could be a water sign coming in for you here with the King of Cups. This could also just be feeling better. I don't know, I do feel like there's a, looking at 2020, the astrology of 2020, I feel like there is maybe a little bit more of emotional stability for everybody. Neptune is in retrograde, a lot of other things that I think could make things more emotionally stable. I think we'll have moments where we're not feeling as good, but, overall, I feel like it's like a more emotionally stable year. Yeah, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands to me represents learning to be flexible with that King of Cups. So I feel like you could just be spending time learning to be more flexible in life and everything like that. For your hair, yes, look at this, Empress, being very attractive at this time. So yes, I feel like they'll get it right, literally. Cher, hello, thank you for the super chat as always. You say here, a few cards on current work. A radio station position, what's the future? New business, so many blocks. Will I make month end launch? Two Wands, you are in control of the situation. You have the Tower and the Queen of Cups, some sort of change. What I would say is that we have this moon coming up here on the 25th or 26th, whatever it is, and I like it. I think it's a good moon, but we have had a lot of energy this year, and also just specifically this month, where there could be something that looks like it's not going to work out, and maybe it forces us in another direction, especially in business, right? But that other direction is probably going to lead to a lot more success. For some of us, we could just be feeling like tired with this Tower card. We could be working on something like a project or business, and we're just like tired all the time. Maybe we're like, I got to stop doing this. I'm too tired, right? So I feel like there could be some sort of change. But you have the Two Wands, leadership, success, good card. Yeah, Four Swords. Four Swords is like taking time to think about things, taking time to think about like what you want to be doing in life. Two of Pentacles, a lot of options. I feel like you're going to be very busy towards the end of this year, like from now until the end of the year, and probably into next year as well. I would say this is good busyness, not bad. So, I feel like a lot of multitasking, a lot of doing a bunch of different things. So I actually kind of like this. Yeah, I feel like you're getting more wise about what you're supposed to be doing. So, no matter what happens, I feel like there are improvements here because you don't really have any improvement cards there. But those cards would say that you are kind of like more open to working on things that work in your life, and you could be like becoming aware of information that makes things work better in the business as well with that King of Swords. So love it. Annette, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Should my grandson get the apartment on Thursday? 7 of Cups would say no. I would say no with these two cards here. 7 of Cups is like too many distractions and things like that going on around the situation. 5 of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold. So it's like maybe financially he wouldn't be able to handle it, or it could just say, when I see something like this, it could say that maybe there are like hidden problems with the apartment, with this one in particular, or maybe there are like issues that he can't see yet. So that's what I would say there. Kiara, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Anxious about the changes. Advice cards. You have the 8 of Swords. Do not be anxious. 8 of Swords literally says move with the change, because 8 of Swords says these changes can be good. It's like, there are changes all the time where people like complain about things, like especially here on YouTube, right? YouTube is always changing. People are always like putting up videos whining and crying about the changes, and then things always work out, and then people are happy right after. YouTube has had its share of like mistakes, and there's a big one going on right now, but so I'm not talking about that. But for the most part, like sometimes we resist change, but these things could actually be good for us. Yeah, don't keep yourself stuck. Move with the change. It's probably a good thing for you. Claire, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Claire, a couple of cards for the rest of the month. You have the Ace of Swords, Victory, Judgment. Yeah, this is like a judgment, a justice, victory coming in for you. This could also be a lot of clarity. The Ace of Swords is clarity. The Judgment card is inner clarity. So you could just be very clear about like what you need to be doing in your life, or what direction you need to take your life. Again, plain and simple, Mercury going direct in a couple of days here. So I feel like there's a lot of clarity with these two cards, like a lot of inner clarity as well. So I like that. Yeah, look, more clarity. Hermit. Hermit is like having gone through a shadow period, right? Mercury retrograde, basically being in a shadow. I'm not talking about Mercury shadow, but it's like when Mercury is going retrograde, we kind of are like in this confusing shadow period, right? So it's like you went inside, found a bunch of information, and gained a bunch of clarity. I just keep getting clarity cards for you, Claire. So I like the way that looks. Mitch says, let's get this party started. Mitch, I agree with you. Let's get this party started. So we are going to be doing the main energies for 2020 for all signs. I am going to be starting with Aries. We're going to be doing like 3 cards a piece, and we are going to see what we get for everything. Annette says she feels like ordering pizza. Annette, I feel like that's a great idea. I feel like pizza is a very good idea tonight, so I would go for it. So let's see. Aries, 2 more shuffles here, Aries, and we're going to get started. Donna, hello. Thank you for being here. And Cards and Clarity Tarot, hello. Everybody make sure to go check out Cards and Clarity Tarot. She is awesome, so make sure to do that. She just posted her channel right there, so go and check that out. But Aries. Let's see what we have for everybody. And did I say, Elizabeth, did I say hi to you? I don't think so. So hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for being here. Aries. Aries, the main energies you will be dealing with in 2020 are the 2 of Wands. So I feel like taking the lead. I feel like a lot of you could be taking the lead this year, the whole entire year, this coming year. And I feel like that will be good for you. To me, the 2 of Wands says there is more to everything that you're doing. So I always say I have 2 cards that I consider to be kind of like what I call surface cards in the deck. Maybe, it's probably not like a good word for what it means to me, but that's what I call them. This card and the 10 of Wands. So to me, this says that there could be more below the surface. There could be more information. There could be more for you to learn in whatever it is that you're doing to make money, to find love, anything. So the 2 of Wands says dig deep and find more information. Again, when Jupiter enters into Capricorn at the end of the year, that could bring in a lot of clarity for you, and that could bring in like a lot of information for you as well with these cards. So again, I feel like this could be saying that there could be like a lot of opportunity for you to like learn more about how you make money. There could be a lot of opportunity, and specifically with money for you as well, by the way, Aries, because this is going to be in your 10th house. So, this could be having to do with like money, learning more ways to make more money, learning just anything, really. I would also say with the rest of the cards here, learning to be more flexible could come up a lot for you. Just putting all 3 cards together here, Aries. They look pretty good, but learning to be more flexible, I think, could be a major focus for you this year as well. But I feel like a lot of you are kind of like taking the lead with this card. Next, you have the Knight of Wands. So learning to be more spontaneous, like I said, more flexible. I would say the overall theme of all 3 cards you have here is flexibility. You end with the Five of Wands, same thing. Five of Wands to me is a card of flexibility and kind of like learning as much as you possibly, learning to be more flexible. The Five of Wands says things that are stiff break, and things that are more, that bend, kind of just bend with situations. So I feel like some of you are learning that. A Knight of Wands could represent like learning places. I feel like this is saying, it's a really weird word that's popping into my head, Aries. I'm just going to say it, but, again, just please take this with a grain of salt. I feel like this is talking about asserting your dominance. So that's the word that's popping into my head. But what I would say here is I feel like you are just learning where to assert yourself, like where to kind of like put information out, or where to, maybe get hot and bothered about something, and where not to do those things as well. So I feel like some of you, it's like you're learning where to kind of be assertive and defend yourself, and where you don't need to do those things. So I feel like that's good. This feels more personal to me for 2020. So I feel like some of you, this more has to do with like friends, family members, business partners, social media, all that stuff. I feel like you're like kind of learning like where to share things and where not to share things with this card. And finally, you have the Five of Wands. I do feel like there's also a need to socialize here, Aries. You have all Wands cards, really good energy for you, but I feel like there could be, the Five of Wands to me sometimes says like we don't feel like socializing, but we should. So I would make sure to kind of like stay open to social opportunity with these cards. I feel like there could be like a lot of benefits to that here. And I've talked about this quite a bit on the channel over the past few years. There's like a lot of benefits to socializing over the next couple of years as well. I also feel, like I said, this is about learning to be more kind of flexible in like work, business, your love life, pretty much everything. So a lot of you could be learning to be more flexible in general. I feel like some of you, saying, Aries, again, I don't know why I'm getting all these offensive messages for you, Aries, so please realize that I'm not trying to offend you when I say this, but I feel like this is saying that you're learning to be nicer. I'm not calling you mean, Aries, but I feel like it's saying that you're just like feeling like you're going to be in a nicer mood, and that's what keeps popping into my head, so that's what I'd say to you here. For others, I feel like you're like kind of just realizing that, certain people or certain situations that could cause conflict just aren't important. So again, I feel like it's very personal. I feel like you're just stepping away from those types of things. But that's what I got for you, Aries. So thank you, Aries. All right, Taurus. Let's see what we have for you for your main energies for 2020. And Taurus, let's see here. Taurus, you have the Three of Wands, so growth and expansion. I feel like you are more focused on growth and expansion with the Three of Wands here. So that's what I feel like you are focused on with the Three of Wands, just growth, expansion. Some of you could be focused on moving. For others, I feel like, kind of like I just said to Aries, I feel like in a lot of ways, you are going to be going back and forth between periods of a lot of social opportunity and socializing, and a lot of periods of withdrawal as well. It's like, I just get a weird feeling between this. You have the Three of Wands, and you have the Hermit as well here, Taurus, which would say, again, you could be going through these periods of like wanting to get out into the world, wanting to do things that you want to do. Maybe you want to like date or meet more people. Maybe you want to take part in like business groups or anything like that. And then maybe there are times where you just need to withdraw and just kind of focus on yourself, or focus on, finding answers. I feel like this is a lot of like experimentation, taking a step back in your life, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then kind of like moving forward again. So I kind of get this like, back and forth type of energy. I feel like this is good for you, Taurus, is what I would say. Because like in a lot of ways, it's coming into my head is like, you might like be working on a business, you might take like a couple steps forward, then you might take a step back with the Hermit. But normally that would be annoying, but I feel like it's actually good for you. I feel like it's just, you're taking bigger steps. So it's like one step back is probably not that big of a deal. So I feel like this is going to be good. For others, could just be focused on moving. I feel like there's a ton of moving energy. Uranus and Taurus will make you want more freedom. This is why I encourage people to rent. And, this is why whenever somebody asks about buying a house this year, I keep telling people, for the next, 7 years, I'm not so sure that I would buy anything unless you can get a really good deal on a house. If you can get a deal, by all means, buy the house. Or if you can get a fixer-upper or something like that, by all means, buy a house. But with Uranus and Taurus, it's we might decide we want to get into an RV and travel around the country. I'm more people I think are going to do that with Uranus and Taurus. Or we might decide we could move somewhere and not like it. We could want more freedom. So I feel like a lot of the people could be kind of moving away from staying in one place, basically, with these cards. Next, you have the Hermit. Again, I feel like a lot of inner clarity for you this year. The Hermit, of course, is facing your shadow, but I really just get this step forward, step back type of energy here, Taurus. For others, I do almost feel again, this reading, we're not talking about love necessarily or anything specific. We're going to be talking about the main energies you will be dealing with. But I do feel there could be a Virgo coming in for some of you in love, or somebody who has a lot of Virgo in their chart. But overall, I think this is inner clarity and you kind of facing your depths. For some of you, I just feel there could be moments where it's you realize, you have those sudden epiphanies where you realize why something isn't working out in your life. And literally, I feel just the realization is all that's needed to kind of turn a situation around. I feel that for a lot of people. So I feel a lot of people right now could be having these sudden realizations where it's oh, I get why, I've been learning a lesson over and over and over again. It's just having that realization removes it from your life. The universe is oh, they get it now, so they can start moving forward. So I would say, take as much time as you need to meditate in 2020, to gather information, pretty much anything like that with that card. And finally, you have the Knight of Cups, wishes, fulfillment. So I feel a lot of you will be focused on fulfillment. This will be from now until, what is that, 2026, somewhere around there, or 2025, maybe the end of 2025, Taurus, until Uranus leaves your sign. I feel there will be a major, major focus for you on, creating more fulfillment, more excitement, bigger and better things in your life with the Nine of Cups, and just more, having that sense of security in your life as well. So I feel a lot of you are just going to be very focused on, security, creating more security in your life, more happiness, more fulfillment, more of those, more of those things. But I do feel you're going to be very focused on yourself this year as well, which I think is a good thing. With the Hermit in this card here, these are cards of, kind of making yourself the best version of yourself that you possibly can, which I think is awesome. I feel everybody should do that. So, yeah, Taurus, I really like this. I feel it's really good. So, thank you, Taurus. All right, Gemini. Let's see what your main energies for 2020 are here, Gemini. All right. Gemini, you have the Seven of Pentacles here in the, you know what, I said I wasn't going to clarify the cards, but apparently I'm clarifying this. For a lot of you, I feel this could be clarity on what you're supposed to be working on, because the King of Wands could represent confusion about work, or having just general confusion about work in general, or dealing with difficult people at work. And the Seven of Pentacles could be a change in direction. The weird thing is that you have the Seven of Wands. So I feel 50-50 here. I feel some of you will be deciding that you want to change jobs and you want something that's just better for you in general. I feel for others, the Seven of Wands says you will be defending your position. And so, really, the question here is, how do you know which Gemini you are? How do you know if you should leave your job or if you should stay and defend your position? What I would say to you here, Gemini, is it boils down to, where can you have a bigger effect, or can you see yourself having an effect on the position? What the hell does that mean, Gemini? What that means is, I would say, if you're in your current job, if you're working your butt off, but you're not seeing any results, I would say leave and go to something else. If in your current job you do see results, or you can see how what you do matters, if you can see how what you do is leading to the bigger picture, then I would stay. And I feel that's how you should decide, literally, right there. For others, I feel this could just be kind of slow but steady growth in your finances with that Seven of Pentacles. Next, you have the Seven of Wands. So again, I feel some of you, this could be saying that your main energy is going to be a little bit defensive. I don't think this is a bad thing, again, because Seven of Wands is you defending a position. So it could be you gaining a certain level or gaining a certain position at work and business, or even in love. And it could just be you kind of doing things to protect your position. like I said, this doesn't have to be a bad thing, doesn't have to be a challenge. For others, I feel like this could be, like I said, with that Seven of Pentacles, I feel like saying trust your messages. Every once in a while, I feel like the Seven of Pentacles, for whatever reason, I feel like it can represent intuitive messages coming in, like in your dreams and your daydreams. And again, that could be a major energy that you are dealing with. I would definitely say if you want love this year, again, Seven of Wands, too closed off, right? So I would open up if you want love in 2020. I have a feeling it's going to come up for like a lot of people to stay more open. Like I said, Chiron and Aries, too too independent of an energy. It's too closed off, right? So I feel like if we want love, pretty much everyone has to open up with it, with that card. And finally here, Gemini, you have the Page of Pentacles here. Definitely trust your messages. Page of Pentacles could just represent messages coming in. But Page of Pentacles could just say there are a lot of opportunities for you to do things that you want to do. Seven of Wands just says you have to pick one and commit and see it through to the end. So I feel like a lot of you, it's like if you have an idea to start a business or a job this year in 2020, just commit to see it through to the end with this card. For others, I feel like this is talking about kind of just getting started on something, almost like the Fool. So I feel like some of you just need to get started on things in your life. Seven of Wands just says commit. 2 sevens to me, also Gemini, can represent kind of like internal fears that don't exist. So I would say let go of your fears. Seven of Pentacles to me is a weird card. Seven of Pentacles to me can say that it's like you could have money, but you could still be worried about money. And same with the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles to me is a weird card. To me, it represents anxiety about money, but also getting good news about money. So it's kind of like a weird energy. So I would just say keep it positive as far as your finances are concerned this year. Because again, if you're having fears, they're probably just not real. They're probably just like worries about things from the past. And I would let that stuff go. But that's what I got for you, Gemini. So thank you, Gemini. All right, Cancer. Cancer, these are the main energies you will be dealing with in 2020. So Cancer, you have the 8 of Cups. So walking away from things that no longer serve you. This has been your lesson this year too. So I feel like a lot of you are just walking away from things that no longer serve you. I feel like you are walking towards fulfillment as well. I love this reading for you, Cancer. This looks really good. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. So forward movement, momentum, and moving towards like offers from the universe. So this is very positive. But I feel like a lot of like walking away energy here, Cancer. Could be a lot of transitions as well. 6 of Swords can represent a transition or like a rite of passage. I would say that you've already gone through this rite of passage. So maybe like this year, 2019, has been challenging for you. Maybe it has been like a rite of passage, or there has been a lot to learn this year, but I feel like you're kind of like moving away from that energy, moving on to bigger and better things. Next, Ace of Pentacles here, so love it. Like I said, for some of you, it could be the path to marriage. So if you're in a relationship, or if you're getting into a relationship even, you could be meeting someone that could lead to marriage. For others, this could just represent an offer that you've been waiting for, is what's popping into my head. That's more like intuitive. I would say that's not really what the card means, but I feel like there could be an offer that you've been waiting for coming in for you here, Cancer, and I feel like it would be very good for you. For others, definitely some sort of adventure coming in for you here. Ace of Pentacles to me is like the hero's journey. So to me, it can represent going on some sort of like up and down type of journey in your life that leads to a lot of success. This could be like a job offer you've been waiting for as well. Again, in this reading, we're talking about the energies, but still a very good energy for job offers. Not only that, the word ally is popping into my head. I feel like some of you could be like finding someone who really supports you and helps you. This could be in love, but it could also be like a business partner or a work partner or something like that. So if you have a person who comes in to help you, I would say, I feel like it's going to be a very good thing for you. And finally, you have the 6 of Swords. I love 6 of Swords actually sometimes, and I definitely love it for you here after the Ace of Pentacles. 6 of Swords to me is a card of momentum. Especially when it comes up after the Ace of Pentacles, that's like you seizing an opportunity in 2020, and that opportunity leads to faster momentum or more momentum in your life, or you moving on to calmer shores with this 6 of Swords. But really, it's a card of momentum. To me, this is also a card of growth. I used to call this card the ladder, and to me, it kind of represents climbing the ladder, basically. So I feel like some of you, it could be a raise or a promotion. For others, I feel like saying, what's popping into my head is I feel like saying you don't care what other people think anymore. So I feel like you are kind of like, doing your own thing, which I feel like is good. I feel like you and Leo get this message all the time, and it's because you're right next to each other in the chart, but what I would say here is that I feel like you're kind of like doing your own thing and you're making your own decisions, being your own person. And again, I feel like that's very good for you. Like I said, a lot of people are probably going to get these messages of independence because of Chiron and Aries. Chiron and Aries is healing independence. So I feel like a lot of people are just going to be more independent at this time and kind of like doing their own thing with these cards. But yeah, Cancer, love it. Looks very good. All right, Leo. Leo, let's see what your main energies are going to be for 2020. And Leo, let's see. Leo, you have the Hierophant popping up first here. So I feel like a lot of you could be feeling like boxed in this year. And I don't think it's a bad thing. Like that you could be, your cards are actually very good. You have the Hierophant, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and you have the Nine of Swords. I would say if you are learning anything, Leo, very positive cards. Hierophant, learning, education. Eight of Pentacles, mastering craft or learning something. So if you're learning something, this looks very positive is what I'd say to you. The Hierophant could also represent kind of feeling like inside the box. So you could be feeling like restrictions, or there could be like certain restrictions that you're feeling this year. But Eight of Pentacles, really good card to get, because it could say you are working on ways to get around restriction, or you could be finding ways to remove restriction with that Eight of Pentacles. So I do like to see that for you a lot. This card can represent conformity. I would definitely encourage you to not conform, Leo, to anything. Obviously, like sometimes we have a job and there are certain rules we have to follow, and there's no way around it, right? But in other areas of your life, there might be places where you can kind of like get around issues, or where you can kind of like overcome challenges or get away with being a little bit different. So that's what I would try to do here with that card. Next, Eight of Pentacles, love it. Definitely material success on the horizon. I feel like there could be a major focus on money for you with the Eight of Pentacles, so I do like to see that. Eight of Pentacles, as always, mastering craft. Leo, you are definitely one of the signs that I think should focus on mastering some sort of craft. I also am getting like, what's popping into my head here is I feel like you need a huge goal, like something that seems impossible in your life here, Leo. I feel like I've said that to you before, and I feel like it would just be a good idea for you to have some sort of big, huge, crazy goal that seems impossible, and I feel like you should start taking steps to get there. I always say it's better to aim high and miss than it is to aim low and hit, right? So you might as well aim high with these cards and miss, because even if your goal is to become a billionaire, but you only become a millionaire, still pretty good, right? So I feel like some of you need to kind of create big goals here with this card. I feel like there could be like advice is what I'm getting. So I feel like a lot of you could be listening to a lot of advice. I feel like advice could lead to like a lot of solutions for you, Leo, this year. But it's just coming in as advice. Normally this would be a card of learning from like a specific person. But I feel like you could be learning from a lot of people about whatever it is that you're looking to do in your life. And I feel like that would be good for you. And finally, you have the Knight of Swords here. So I feel like for some of you, this is saying be very direct, open, and honest this year. I feel like being direct, open, and honest would be a good idea. I also feel like with the Eight of Pentacles here and the Hierophant, I mean, these are all cards like routine. So I feel like it would be a good year for you to have some sort of daily routine or a daily practice. Again, to me, Saturn, Capricorn, I feel like everybody, not just you, Leo, but pretty much everybody should have some sort of daily practice, like one thing that they do every single day. And I feel like if you just do that one thing, it'll kind of lead to a lot of positive changes. For others, I feel like this could be, I feel like something about your communication here, Leo. I feel like you could be like upgrading or working on the way you communicate with people. And this could be in all areas of your life: love, money, business, pretty much everything. And I feel like if you're like changing your communication style, I do feel like this is going to be good for you. So Leo, love it. Looks amazing. Thank you, Leo. All right, Virgo. Let's see what your main energies are for you here, Virgo, this year. And Virgo, let's see. Virgo, you have the Ten of Wands, releasing burdens. Love it. I feel like a lot of you could just be releasing burdens this year in 2020, and of course that would be a good thing. To me, the Ten of Wands doesn't necessarily mean that we get to put down all 10 wands. Sometimes I feel like this just says, yes, we still all have responsibilities. We all have things that we have to be responsible for, but maybe you're just getting rid of things that you don't need to be responsible for, and you're focusing on like the more important responsibilities. So it's kind of like you're lightening the load here, Virgo, and I feel like a lot of you could just be lightening the load with this card, and that's all I'm getting there, Virgo. Next, you have the Temperance card as well. I feel like a lot of you, could be becoming more patient and, all that other stuff that the Temperance card represents. For some of you, I feel like you could be turning your situation around as well with this card. I always say this is a card of turning water into wine. So I feel like a lot of you could be like turning crappy situations into better situations. You could be kind of just realizing that you are the one that can turn your own situation around. For others, to me, this is a card of like being a jack of all trades, being able to do like a bunch of different stuff. So I feel like a lot of you could be looking at other skills you have in life, and you could be using these skills to become successful. And I feel like you should do that. I feel like a lot of you have like hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. I feel like I've said this to you before in the past as well. Virgo. So I feel like a lot of you like have hidden talents, gifts, skills, or abilities. I feel like you need to use those hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities with the Temperance card. To me, it's a card of being a jack of all trades, but it's a little bit different. Like it could say that you have like a certain skill in your life. Like maybe you are good at reading tarot cards, but maybe also you're good at astrology. And this says like maybe you have related skills to something that you do, and maybe you should look more at a related skill than you should at like whatever it is you're doing right now. So I feel like saying like it's kind of a confusing message, I'm not gonna lie. Virgo, I feel confused, but like I feel like you could have skills related to whatever it is you work on right now for work or business. Even if you're retired, it could be a hobby or something like that. And I feel like there could be like something else that's related that would just be so much better than what you do now. And I feel like it could lead to so many better opportunities and like bigger and better things. So that's what I'd say there. And finally, Virgo, you have the Four Cups. I literally feel like some of you could be working with animals this year. It popped into my head hard. I mean, there are animals on this card, but I never focus on that. So I feel like some of you could literally be working with animals, or you could be getting a job involving animals. And I feel like that would be really good for you. For others, I feel like this is just saying you're weighing your options this year, but the good news is I feel like for you, Virgo, this is saying that you have options. Like maybe over the past, like I would say for the past many years, you probably haven't had many options to do things that you've wanted to do in life, and I feel like this is more options than you've ever had before to do things. Like maybe you want love. Maybe all of a sudden this year you have multiple options in love. Maybe you want to travel, and it's like maybe all of a sudden a bunch of opportunities open up for you to travel, and I would like take advantage of that with these cards. What I would say to you is I feel like saying the word unusual as well for you, Virgo, and I feel this for you all the time. So I feel for you, it's like maybe you have a desire to travel, but it's like maybe you always have a hard time like getting the money to travel or something like that. And this is gonna sound crazy, Virgo, but like what's popping into my head is like maybe there's a church that's like traveling somewhere. Maybe you're not religious, but maybe there's a church that would like pay for you to travel with them to go do whatever they're doing, right? And it's like, is it an ideal situation? No. Is it something where you are maybe, like I said, maybe you're not religious, right? But maybe it would still allow you to travel. Like it would still allow you to fulfill a dream. So it's like maybe an unusual situation, but again, it's still like an opportunity. So I feel like that's just one example. I hope that makes sense. Probably not. And what I would say here is that, I just feel like there could be, like, you have to look for these unusual opportunities. Let's just put it that way. For, I would say, in all areas of your life. But I feel like if you could just, like, put on a pair of opportunity glasses and just say, you know what, everything is an opportunity. I feel like if you just make that mind change in 2020, I feel like you will literally see everything as an opportunity. And I feel like that's what you need to do. So there you go, Virgo. Thank you, Virgo. I've probably confused you enough, so thank you, Virgo. Libra, let's see what we have for you, Libra, for your energies in 2020. So, Libra, all right. Libra, you have the Knight of Pentacles here. To me, this is a card of just needing to kind of like stay the course. So I feel like this year, it's just saying if you're working on something or working towards something, just keep moving forward on whatever path you're on. Knight of Pentacles is a card of like it's not really a card of faith, as I always say. It's not really a card of faith, but it's a card of unwavering faith, kind of. Because, this guy right here, he gets on a path and he sticks to it and he sees it through to the end. So I feel like if whatever you're working on, see it through to the end this year. I feel like that will lead to the best results. This can be a very slow, methodical type of card, and it could say that results might be slow. But at the same time, the good news with the Knight of Pentacles is like results are permanent. So yes, they might be slow, but things will last forever with the Knight of Pentacles. So I would just say, like, take your time working on whatever it is you're working on with this card. Next, you have the Ten of Swords here. So I feel like for some of you, this could be kind of like rock bottom moments that you have dealt with here with the Ten of Swords. This card says, like, don't play the victim game with the Ten of Swords. It says don't be a victim, but more importantly, it's about, like, needing to realize when things are dead, done, and over with. You have the Ten of Pentacles next, so I feel like things are kind of going to be good for you. So I wouldn't really worry too much about this card. Again, this reading is not meant to be positive or negative. It's just meant to be the energies that you're going to be dealing with. You could be dealing with a lot of endings and a lot of new beginnings here. Some of you could be dealing with a move as well. I always say Ten of Swords doesn't have to be bad. It can just represent a move. For others, what I'm getting is, like, I feel like you could be seeing other people, like, playing the victim or trying to play the victim in certain situations in your life. I really feel like you're just not going to be doing anything in those situations. I do feel like saying you can't save people. Like, I feel like you could really care about people, certain people in your life who play the victim, but I feel like you could be realizing that there's really, like, nothing you can do to get them to realize that they're being a victim, right? And they're not really helping them, their circumstances. So I feel like some of you could be, like, cutting people like that out of your life with this Ten of Swords. And finally here, Libra, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Love it. Very good card for money. Amazing card for education as well. I feel like you get this every single night, Libra. So I feel like if you're learning anything new or if you're educating yourself, the Ten of Pentacles is just an amazing card. It says, like, literally anything you learn will lead to more money in your life. So I love this card. This could also be a card of, like, finding your missing puzzle piece in love. So the Ten of Pentacles to me is not a card necessarily of, it's not necessarily a card of love, but it is. It's like a card of finding your treasure in love. So I feel like there could be, like, very good love coming in for you. For others, I'm getting creative projects on this card as well for some reason. So I'd say it's not a card of creative projects, but I would say if you're doing something creative, it's definitely popping into my head as, like, success through, like, writing, art. It could even just be something else, like marketing can be creative as well, or, like, you could be creative in almost anything. But I feel like there's a lot of success in creativity. For others, I feel like this is just, like, feeling whole, feeling complete. So I feel like a lot of you just feel like everything is kind of, like, falling into place in 2020. So love it. Looks really good for you there, Libra. But thank you, Libra. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio, let's see what we have for you, Scorpio people, for your energies of 2020. Scorpio. Scorpio, you have the Star, so I feel like you could be working towards a wish here with this card. To me, this is a card of, like, faith or miracles as well. I do feel like some of you could be seeing miracles in your life, but I feel like it's through, like, hard work. So if you've been working really hard on something for years, or I would say probably, like, the past 2 to 3 years, I feel like you could be seeing, like, more kind of growth in something you've been working on for a long period of time. I feel like saying, like, things have been delayed for a very long time. So, which seems to be true for everybody, but definitely you. So I feel like this could be results. For others, I feel like there could be opportunities for you to get a lot of attention. Again, the Star is a card of, like, becoming famous. It doesn't mean you will become famous, but it could say you could become well-known, like, on YouTube. Maybe you work in a certain industry, and you could have opportunities to become very well-known, like, in certain industries as well. And I would take advantage of those opportunities with the Star card, but definitely, like, a lot of miracles with this card. Next, you have the Page of Swords. I do feel like some of you could be dealing with people who are looking at you. So, again, if there are improvements in your life at this time, Scorpio, I feel like you're going to be giving people the cold shoulder here with the Emperor card. So it's like people might end up being jealous of your situation or something like that. I feel like you're going to be ignoring this and not worrying about it, which I feel like is a good thing with the Page of Swords. For others, Page of Swords, it just says be curious. I would say Page of Swords says do your research. There might be things that you are interested in your life, and the Page of Swords says be curious and to kind of, like, follow your curiosity. So I feel like it would be, it's like a breadcrumb year is what I feel like saying. Page of Swords to me is like the card of breadcrumbs. It says you could, like, be interested in one thing, it leads to another thing. It's kind of like a YouTube rabbit hole, right? It's like, how many of you have, like, watched one video that leads to something totally random on YouTube? And I feel like this is going to happen in your life. I feel like you're going down, like, some sort of crazy rabbit hole in 2020. So maybe by the end of 2020 your life looks completely different, but I feel like it'll be good. And finally, you have the Emperor here. So definitely follow a plan. I feel like all water signs in general need to have a very specific plan in 2020, just like 2019. I feel like it's even more important next year in 2020. And so I feel like following a plan would be a good idea for you. Or like having some sort of daily practice, like I said, to Leo as well. Like, you know, I always tell people, it's like me, I go live every single day on this channel. I don't care if there's one person here or if there's 1,000 people here. I'm going to be here for the most part. I've missed like, I don't know, 5 days in the last. I've been doing this for over a year. I think I've missed like 5 or 6 days total in that whole entire time. So I feel like having a daily practice is very important right now. And we might not see results right away. It might take like a year or so before we see results, but you bet your ass, Scorpio, you will see results. For others, I feel like you're just like getting better at like, you know, cutting people out you don't want to deal with. I feel like I keep getting cold shoulder on this card, so I feel like some of you are just like ignoring people who are just bad, and I feel like you could be, you know, only allowing people in your life who are good, basically. So that's what I feel for you there, Scorpio. But thank you, Scorpio. Really appreciate it. Who's next? Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on for you. Sag, probably didn't need to switch decks, but why not? I've been switching decks for you forever, Sagittarius. But Sagittarius, here we go. Sagittarius. Let's see what your main energies are for the year. And Sag. Sag, you start off with the Hierophant. So, I think Leo had this card, right? But you could definitely be dealing with rules and regulations, or needing to work around rules and regulations with the Hierophant card. So, a lot of you could be dealing with that. Could definitely have to do with your finances if Capricorn is your second house. So I would just pay attention to like rules and regulations with your finances, or I would just follow the typical financial rules. To me, this also says there could be unusual ways for you to make money, things that just are different, or these don't have to be, it's like, this is not saying there are necessarily weird ways for you to make money. It's just saying that there could be things that you've never done before that could make you money. Maybe you could start a YouTube channel, make money off of YouTube. Maybe you've never done that before. Maybe you could open up that yo-yo factory you've always wanted to start here, Sagittarius, and maybe you could get that going. It could be anything, right? But I feel like for some of you, it could be saying there are weird ways you could be making money. As with everybody else, like I said, Saturn still in Capricorn for the most of the year, and to me, education is key. So learning as much as you can, you know, learning, going to job trainings or anything like that will probably have a positive financial return on your life. So I feel like education is really important with this card. Next, you have the Nine of Wands. I feel like for a lot of you, this is about being perseverant, sticking to things, and not giving up. So anything you're working on, keep pushing forward with this card. To me, the Nine of Wands, I feel like you get this card a lot, and to me, the Nine of Wands is a card of experimentation. I always say it's a card of like throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Like I've been saying all year when this card comes up, to me, this is a card that says maybe 99 out of like 100 of your ideas are garbage, right? But that one idea that works will make all your experimentation worth it. So I feel like a lot of you need to experiment in all areas of your life and try new things. So this could be in love, it could be dating. It's like maybe you try Tinder, maybe it doesn't work out, maybe Bumble works out better for you. Who knows, right? Or maybe going out and meeting people in public actually works better for you. Same thing in business or in work. This says, like, if you ask your boss for a raise, for example, this year, and if they say no, don't just give up. I keep telling people, Saturn Capricorn, if you ask your boss for a raise, they will probably say no. Your job with Saturn Capricorn is to say, what do I need to do to get it? And they will tell you. So, you know, this says don't give up on anything you want. Don't take no for an answer here with the Nine of Wands. And finally, you have the King of Wands. So I feel like you're coming up in a good position here, actually. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're coming up as the king, which I really like. I feel like you're very bold. You're going to be very bold, very assertive, and feeling kind of like very strong this year. So I really like to see this. I feel like some of you are almost like shedding your skin. So I feel like some of you are kind of like going through a transformation, or you could be shedding your skin. It's weird that's popping into my head that way. I feel like saying that your eyes have been cloudy in 2019. So maybe things have not been very clear for you this year. Maybe things have been challenging or extra challenging this year. Maybe there's been a lack of clarity. Maybe you feel like you've been in a daze in 2019 as well, or maybe you just feel like things have not been clear. And I feel like this is saying you're like shedding your skin as we move into 2020, and I feel like that would be really good for you. So I like this a lot for you, Sagittarius. But that's it, Sagittarius. So thank you, Sag. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn, let's see what your main energies for 2020 are going to be here, Capricorn and Capricorn. Capricorn, Knight of Cups, so could be love, could be a major focus for you this year. You have the Knight of Cups, Page of Swords, and Page of Wands, so all people. Could be a very social year for you. The Knight of Cups to me is a card of your imagination, your dreams, where you see your life going, and like ways you could be improving your life. So I feel like a lot of you could be like improving your life or looking for ways to improve your life with the Knight of Cups, and I feel like that'll be really awesome for you. I feel like there's like a lot of improvements and good things coming in for you with this card. I feel like for others, I just feel like saying nicer things. So I feel like a lot of you could be just attracting nicer things into your life. It could literally be material goods, but I feel like some of you are like attracting experiences into your life with these cards. So that could be like travel, socializing opportunities, groups of people that you could join. It could be any type of experience at all. But I feel like some of you could be attracting experiences. Next, you have the Page of Swords here. So again, be curious. Again, definitely Pluto in your sign. I mean, seriously, Pluto in your sign. Not only that, Jupiter will be in your sign as well. So it's like everything that has been a mystery to you in your entire life, Capricorn, will become illuminated because of Jupiter entering into your sign with Pluto there as well. And it's like, you know, here I am. I'm always joking about treasure hunts on this channel, right? This is Chris's crappy tarot and astrology and how to find treasure channel. That should be the real name of this channel. And I am always saying you don't just find treasure on the side of the road. If there was ever a time where you could find treasure on the side of the road, Capricorn, it would be this year for you because Jupiter enters into your sign. It makes all that Pluto mystery stuff kind of light up and you can find details or see things that you haven't been able to see for a while. So I feel like a great deal of clarity coming in for you. And this could be in all areas of your life that you could be gaining this clarity or finding things. But I would say follow your curiosity. I think there's a lot of gold in your curiosity with the Page of Swords. And finally, you have the Page of Wands here. So I feel like you need to be bold and very assertive, of course, with this card this year. But I feel like this is a card of adventure. I feel like you need to be open to adventure. I think that'll be beneficial to a lot of people this year, but definitely you, Capricorn. You know, be open to like spontaneous moments. Be open to, you know, following random things that come into your life. Pretty much everything with this Page of Wands. I feel like there's like a lot of abundance and ideas that you have as well. I feel like you could have just a very like fertile imagination that could lead to ridiculous amounts of success. You have the Knight of Cups here, which is like your imagination. There are like bunnies on this card, and it's like, you know, we don't say, you know, people always say that. What do we say? What do people say about rabbits? People, things, you know, breeding like rabbits or whatever. Somebody knows what I'm talking about, right? But it's like, you know, rabbits, they breed like crazy. So I feel like this is your ideas, though. I feel like your ideas are very fertile. I feel like there could be like a lot of abundance and success in your ideas for the most part here, Capricorn. But Capricorn, love it. Thank you, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Aquarius, let's see what the main energies for 2020 are for you here, Aquarius. But Aquarius, let's see here. Aquarius, you have the Page of Pentacles here. So I feel like for a lot of you, this could be trusting your intuition. So I feel like trusting your intuition would be a good idea. I feel like a lot of you, like this is you seeing places where you can have an effect on things. So it's like you could be like looking for areas in your life where you can kind of cause change. And I feel like this is a good thing for you as well. So it's like maybe your job sucks and maybe you're like, oh, you know, I can change this. So you're changing it. Maybe same thing in love as well. Like you are just finding ways to change things. You could also be, like I feel like saying you are learning what buttons to press. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you could just be becoming aware of like what things in your life have a certain effect in your life. So it's like maybe you have tried a bunch of diets, for example, and maybe only one of them has really worked. So it's like you're now realizing what things are effective in your life and what things aren't. It could be a diet. It could also be like ways to make money. Maybe you did something years ago that made a bunch of money. Maybe it pops up in your head in 2020 and you're like, oh my God, I need to do that because it made me a bunch of money. But maybe it was like a business or a certain job. And maybe these, like, maybe it's like an old, I just feel like saying, really what I feel like saying, Aquarius, after all that babbling that I just did, I feel like saying that there could be like old opportunities that are coming back around for you that lead to a lot of success. So I love it. Next, you have the Hangman here. So I feel like overall, there could just be questions is what I feel like saying on this card. So I feel like some of you could just be kind of having moments where you pause because you have questions. So I don't actually think that's that bad of a thing for you. So if you have moments where you're pausing this year in 2020, or where you kind of like take a pause, I feel like that could be good for you. For others, I feel like seeing things from a different point of view would be a good idea with the Hangman. Almost just like making sure you see the other side on everything that you're doing. So I almost get kind of like a devil's advocate type of energy here. I feel like playing the devil's advocate would be a good idea for you. I feel like if you can't do that, I feel like having someone in your life who could do that would be a good idea. So this could be like in business. It's like maybe you have a lot of business decisions to make this year. Maybe having someone who can kind of like show you the other side would be a good idea. And I don't think it's like an annoying thing. I think it's just having someone who can kind of like show you what like plan B or other options would be a good idea with this card. Kind of a weird message. But finally, you have the Six of Swords. So again, moving on to calmer shores. Love it. I feel like a lot of you could be moving on towards improvements this year with this card, and of course momentum. I think it was Libra who also had this card, so maybe it's like an air sign thing. Maybe there could be like a lot of momentum for you air signs. I'm also getting communication as well here on this card. Kind of weird. Like I feel like some of you could be getting communication that helps you move on. Could be in love, could be really in any area of your life, but I feel like there could be some sort of communication that kind of helps you move forward in life, or kind of like helps you move on from things with that card. But that's what I got for you, Aquarius. So thank you, Aquarius. All right, Pisces. Pisces, thank you as always for being last. Really appreciate it, Pisces. Actually, you're first almost every single week now for the weekly reading. So thank you for your patience, Pisces. But Pisces, let's see what your main energies for 2020 are going to be. And Pisces does not surprise me. Pisces, you have the Chariot. Love it. You are in control of your own destiny. As always, you always get the Magician, Pisces. You don't have it here tonight, but I feel like you really are in control here, Pisces, of success and destiny. I feel like there could be victories, major victories for you in 2020. Definitely a lot of moving energy here. So a lot of you could be moving or traveling. Again, this is going to come up for like the next 7-8 years for you, Pisces. Tons of moving energy, tons of travel energy for you in general. So that doesn't really surprise me. But I feel like there could be major victories coming in for you. I feel like for a lot of you could be just wanting to assert your will over things in your life with this Chariot card. So I really just feel like you're taking control and could be having major victories. So I love it. Next, you have the Knight of Swords here. I would just say, like, go directly towards the things you want with this Knight of Swords. It is a card of being, like, very open, direct, and honest. I do feel like with people in your life in general, that being very direct and to the point is what you need to do with this Knight of Swords. I feel like you need to be very kind of, like, just direct with people. I feel like you need to tell people what's up here, Pisces, with this Knight of Swords. And just, like, kind of, like, even if you want things in your life, I feel like you need to ask for, you need to ask people for the things you want with this Knight of Swords. For a lot of you, again, this could say that, Pisces, it really wouldn't surprise me if you were making like personal development type changes as well with this Knight of Swords, and I feel like there would be a lot of benefits to doing that, especially in group settings. Again, with Saturn and Pluto, and then Jupiter and Capricorn for you, there could be like a lot of benefits through personal development type work with this Knight of Swords, but in a group setting, meaning like where you work with other people on some sort of personal development thing. Could be like going to the gym with a partner. It could be anything. It could be going to a Tony Robbins thing, whatever the heck that's called. You could be doing anything like that, but I feel like there'd be a lot of benefits. It's kind of like having that, what do you call it? Just kind of having like accountability to other people. I feel like for some reason that's popping into my head. I feel like there would be a lot of benefits to that here with this Knight of Swords, but I like that. And finally, you have the Seven of Swords here. I actually kind of like this here for you, Pisces. Seven of Swords is internal fears don't exist, so let go of your fears. But I also feel like it's saying, like, if there are any issues for you, I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious. Like, I feel like this is saying just avoid the obvious traps. Like, avoid the things that would normally get you in trouble in life. And just avoid those things with this Seven of Swords. I feel like that's really, like, all you need to do, and I feel like you'll be fine. Yeah, Seven of Cups. I feel like literally, this card here, Knight of Swords, is just saying, don't do this right here. So this right here is confusion, not being direct, not focusing on what you want, focusing on what you don't want, Pisces. This right here says just focus on what you want, you'll get it. So, and same with the Chariot. The Chariot just says stay focused. So Pisces, really, I feel like it's just saying one thing. Stay focused on the things you want this year, and you will get them. If you focus on the wrong things, you're going to get that too. So Pisces, magician, basically. Like I always say to you, you can have whatever you want. You just have to focus on it. But that's that, Pisces. Thank you, everyone, for being here again. Really appreciate it. We are going to do a pick a card now. So we are going to do cards 1, 2, and 3, everybody. So let's see what we have for the pick a card 1, 2, and 3. But let's see here. Pick a card 1, 2, and 3, people. Let's see here. All right. Rose, how do you stay out of trouble? I don't know. All right. 1, 2, and 3 here. 59, 55. If you pick card number 1, you have the Nine of Wands and the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there could be like a major victory coming in for a lot of you here for some reason. I'm getting the word victory. Like, I feel like some of you could be like winning something or like just having a personal win, which would be nice. It's almost like you're overcoming something, card number 1, people. That's all I'm getting. Really weird message. I feel like it's good, but kind of weird. So I just feel like some of you could be like overcoming some sort of obstacle or challenge here with these 2 cards. I like it. Next, if you pick card number 2, you have the Moon and the Temperance card. Yeah, I feel like some of you have to be patient in some sort of situation. It's like you're dreaming of something you want here, card number 2. Temperance is just saying be patient. This could also represent turning your fears like more into motivation. Moon, fears, Temperance, needing to turn a negative into a positive. So I feel like for some of you just need to be like more positive with these cards. But I also feel like patience. I feel like this is saying like the moon comes up, the moon goes down, right? And then the sun comes up. So I feel like some of you could just be in a moon phase where you're like in a dip. And I feel like things are about to change here with these 2 cards. And finally, if you pick card number 3, you have the 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Geez, love it. I would say anything you're working on is going to lead to gold, card number 3. 8 of Pentacles, material success on the horizon. Ace of Pentacles, something bigger and better, like a bigger and better offer coming in for you. So I love this for you is what I would say. Card number 3. I feel like this is saying also like learning as much as you can. You know, I feel like education is going to lead to the most success with that 8 of Pentacles. So love it. This looks amazing to me. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, Jesus. Card number 3. You picked the right number, is what I'd say to you. Wheel of Fortune, moving towards luck, a turnaround, a lot of success coming in for you. Love it. Looks amazing. So that's that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here again. Really appreciate it. We are going to answer questions now. I will try to answer as many people as I possibly can, but let me figure out where I was. I think it was on Share. Share, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say here, will my lawyer win my property case? You have the 2 of Swords, the Death, Knight of Pentacles. This feels very slow to me, is what I would say to you. I would say yes, but 2 of Swords says really probably what will happen in the case is that there will be some sort of like middle ground type of offer, if that makes sense. So like a settlement, if that makes sense, or something like that. Death card kind of says yes, there will be a change. Knight of Pentacles, very slow moving, but it is a card of like staying the course. But I would say yes. Andrea, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Does PG think about me? Queen of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. No, is what I'd say. I feel like I've said no to you on this in the past before as well. But I would say no. 2 of Pentacles could be juggling. So he could be thinking about someone else, basically, with those cards. A. Ortiz, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Finished government exam, good result. The Fool, I think did you have the Fool in the beginning? So I would say yes, kind of. Fool could definitely represent like an offer or something like that. 10 of Pentacles. So I would say yes. Mispa, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say here, feeling a lot of anxiety because home is in crisis due to ex-husband's default of payments. Waiting for court to intervene, but timing is critical and trying to focus on work. Lots of anxiety. Any guidance? You have the Devil here and the 3 of Pentacles. Devil would represent needing to leave behind toxic energy, but you know, it's kind of hard in a situation like this to necessarily leave behind toxic situations. Like you can't just run away from a court matter. So, you know, like I said, there's pretty much nothing you can do about that. 3 of Pentacles, teamwork. So you could be working with a lawyer or something like that. 7 of Wands, defending yourself. So I feel like you're doing the right thing with this 7 of Wands. Queen of Wands, stand up for what you want is what these 2 cards are saying, Mispa. So I would like stand up for the things you want out of the situation with both of these cards, basically. Yeah, Ten of Wands. I feel like in the future, this burden will be released. Yeah, Queen of Cups, positive turn of events here. Knight of Pentacles, you will be successful. There will be stability here. So I feel like things will be stable for you there, Mispa. So, like I said, maybe not a great situation, but I do feel like there will be kind of like improvements for you, is what I would say there. So that's that. All right. Amurat Tat Goddess, whatever your name is, sorry. For the person who PayPal'd or who sent PayPal, thank you for the super chat. You say, when will we get married to each other? To you, I would say, I don't like to give time frames because I don't trust any psychic that claims they can give a time frame. You know, are there times where psychics can give an accurate time frame? Sure, yeah. But you have the Two of Wands here and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you'll get what you want, but the Two of Wands is like about taking the lead in this situation. So I feel like you would have to apply more pressure in this situation to get married faster. To me, that's a terrible idea in the first place, so I would just be patient is what I would say to you. It's like if you're with someone and things are going well, it's like, why rush it if it doesn't need to happen? It's like, it's just a piece of paper, people. It's really not that important. But, yeah, I would say there would need to be more pressure. Having said that, like I said, is being in a relationship founded on pressure a good idea? No, it's a terrible idea. That's why, like, everybody's always asking me, like, should I give an ultimatum to get married to this person? I'm like, oh, yeah, great idea. Like, get married to someone based off of an ultimatum. That sounds like a great foundation for a really positive relationship. I would just take your time. And what I'm trying to say is be patient. Don't try to rush this. Will you get married? Probably. Queen of Pentacles, really good card. Six of Wands, good news. So I would say soon. Like, I don't think you're going to be waiting forever, but I would say don't try to rush it. Naxalo, thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it. In the energy of 2020, overall energy for me, please, especially my creative projects. Four of Wands, commitment. I feel like you just need to commit to your projects. Ace of Swords, love it. Ace of Swords literally just says what you focus on is what you'll get. Ace of Swords to me is a card of like laser-like focus. It's just like staying focused on one thing and making it happen. Yeah, success. Six of Wands, turnaround, major turnaround energy for you here. Six of Cups just says obstacles being removed. It says any obstacles that you've been experiencing will be removed. This could be meeting someone you get married to as well. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, success, love it. I feel like things are going to go really well for you, Naxalo, so I love it for sure. That looks amazing. All right, let me get a new deck going here for all of these. Minnow Amanda, hello. You say, great Pisces reading, focus on what I want. Will I get you? Yes, I think you will. Thank you for the super chat. But, yeah, Eight of Swords, being stuck. Hangman, this looks terrible. But yeah, Page of Cups, me. So yes, Empress, yes, of course. Duh, right? Yeah, Knight of Cups, I mean me, of course. King of Cups, also me. So yes, is what I'd say to you. No doubt about it. Mark's still saying PayPal. Mark, I found, oh my god, it just came through, Mark, literally 1 minute ago. Thank you, Mark, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Mark is doing a collective for everyone, so thank you to Mark's Tarot. We are going to be doing a collective, but let's see what we have for everybody. And let me timestamp this. For the collective, we have the World and the Lovers. I feel like this could be, because this is Mark's Tarot reading, of course he gets a long-distance relationship showing up in the reading. So, this could be love from a distance, Mark's favorite saying. And so I feel like there could be love from a distance coming in for a lot of you. It could also be travel or moving. To me, for love, but the Lovers could also just be picking a new path. So to me, this could just represent moving for some of you. So if you already have love, you could be moving with the person you're with, or even if you don't have love, you could just be moving with these two cards. So I feel like some of you could just be moving. Next, you have the Magician and the Six of Cups. So I feel like for some of you, you could be attracting things that you want into your life, plain and simple here. So I feel like a lot of you could be attracting the things you want. Six of Cups could be a turnaround. So I feel like a lot of you could be experiencing a turnaround. There's like a lot of a turnaround energy I feel, in the astrology pretty much right now. We're getting to a good point, right? Mercury's about to start moving forward. Neptune will start moving forward, thank God. Then at the end of the year, Jupiter will move into Capricorn, thank God. You know, like, good things will be happening. So I feel like there's a lot of turnaround energy for pretty much everybody. I feel like we just need to focus on the positive, not the negative. Again, Neptune and Pisces, if we think of stinking thinking, will kill us, basically. So we need to keep it positive. We need to watch our words here with the Magician card. And finally, for everyone here in the collective, we have the Knight of Wands and the Two of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some of you could feel pulled in multiple different directions. I would just say, like, if you are feeling pulled away from something, make sure the thing that you are feeling pulled towards actually is built on concrete. Make sure if you are feeling pulled away from something that what you are moving towards is actually solid. Like, this could represent us being very attracted to a new job idea or like a new business, but then like maybe we find out that the new job that we're feeling attracted to doesn't really exist, or we could find out that the business is actually going to go under, and so it's like we could be feeling pulled away from something secure that doesn't actually exist. This could be flipped as well. This could say that it's like you have a job that feels secure, but maybe there's another job that's new that kind of, maybe they make you an offer or something like that, and you're like, I'm not sure if I should leave my secure job. But maybe the job you actually have now isn't secure. Maybe the other job is. So, you know, again, I have said something like that before on the cards, and people have said, that's really confusing. I'm like, not really. Just do your research is basically what it says. It just says, look into things, learn about things, do your research. Pluto and Capricorn, dig under things, go underneath, look at the structure of whatever it is you're dealing with. Again, it could be like the grass is always greener type of syndrome here, where it's like we could be in a relationship, we could see like a new relationship, and it could be like, wow, you know, this new relationship could be good, this new person could be good, but maybe they're not, maybe they're no good, maybe they're a cheater, a liar, a stealer. So it's like before you leave something, whether it be a job, a relationship, a business, a workout routine, it could even be your diet. You know, you could be like on a diet with these two cards, and you could be like, oh my god, this new all pizza diet looks really awesome, maybe that's what I should do. Probably not, right? Do your research with these two cards, but that looks pretty good. All right, thank you. Thank you, Marky Marks Tarot. Really appreciate it. Kelly, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Kelly, love for the rest of the year. Kelly, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is like being content, being single. So this could say that you're too closed off. Yeah, 7 of Cups. I feel like you've had this card with me before. 7 of Cups to me says focus on exactly what you want and you will get it. So I feel like you need to become more clear about the type of person you want, and I feel like you will get it, is what I'd say to you. Rose, thank you for the super chat. A card for me and my Sag for love. Death. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. I almost feel like this needs to be let go of. I feel like I've said that to you before as well. So I feel like there needs to be like a change here with these two cards. So I almost feel like it's over or changing is what I'd say to you. Lanny, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Jordan, I feel like he's like bare minimum is what I'd say with the 6 of Pentacles. So not bad, but also not good. This could be like not putting enough energy into a relationship, like basically not putting enough into making it kind of like improve, if that makes sense. So that's what I would say to you here. I feel like it's like bare minimum energy with this card. Stacy, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say here, can I get a card for the next 2 weeks? Knight of Swords, charging forward very quickly. So I feel like you're like could be making a lot of improvements, a lot of changes. To me, a lot of people are doing this right here. So I feel like a lot of people are kind of like making improvements or are just like focused on making improvements in their lives. To me, this is like a daily routine change as well. So you could be like making changes. Yeah, 10 of Wands, releasing burdens, focusing on what's important. A lot of people are doing this. Again, Saturn, Capricorn, we pretty much can't help it. Saturn and Capricorn forces us to, kind of like focus on things. It forces us to focus on making things more simple. So that's what I would say to you there. For sure. I do not see a super chat from you, Simran. Let me just go back and look. Yeah, Simran, I do not see a super chat from you in here. It's possible that you did super chat, but I just don't see it. So feel free to leave your question down below. Rose, can you see? Yeah, I don't even see it. So this is like the 10th time this has happened this week. So Simran, feel free to put your question in down below, or if so if someone sees it, can you pop it in down below? I literally, it's not here. So yeah, I just don't see it. So if someone can post her question, I'll be happy to answer it. But sorry about that, Simran. Yeah, like I said, I do not see it. So for the people who are saying it's there, I just literally can't see it. It's not there on my end. So like I said, YouTube has been doing this like crazy. So I have no clue. Simran, thank you again for the super chat. You say, what else do I need to do to get the King of Cups? I feel like you need to be more bold and assertive, Simran. Queen of Wands says you're very attractive at this time. It literally just says you need to go and get attention. Yeah, look, Queen of Swords, being too closed off. So I feel like you need to like open up more with the Queen of Swords here. Queen of Wands, really good energy because it's like a very seductive energy, but it says like that side of you needs to come out. So I feel like you need to let this go. Let this out right here with the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you need to open up to like socialize. I feel like you need to get out there, like meet more people. So I would get out there and socialize, but I would also be more open. Queen of Swords, too closed off. So I would like open up to more people, but that looks really good. Lori, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say card for a second interview happened last week. 7 of Pentacles. This could definitely be an offer, but to me, 7 of Pentacles, I don't really like it for job offers because it can say that you will be not accepting an offer. It can represent getting an offer, but having it not be good enough, basically, is what I'd say to you. I don't know. King of Wands could be a boss, so it could be a new boss coming in. Definitely could be an offer coming in for you there. Yeah, King of Pentacles, something stable. I'm just not so crazy about that 7 of Pentacles sometimes. It could be a good thing. Definitely could be an offer, but maybe just not enough. But again, if you really need a job, maybe accepting it would be a good idea for now, even if it's not that great. So then at least you have a job, So that's what I'd say to you. Lenice, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say cards for 2020 regarding love. You have the 8 of Cups, Lenice, and the 9 of Pentacles. This would represent being single. Again, that doesn't mean you're going to be single all of 2020, but 8 of Cups could just be you walking away from people who don't serve you, walking away from people who aren't good for you. 9 of Pentacles could be you, like, focusing on your own, focusing on luxuries in your life, like, focusing on creating a nicer life for yourself. Yeah, I feel like you're, like, more open to, it's like you have a choice, whether you have love or not. Like, I feel like everybody has a choice whether or not they have love, plain and simple. But the 3 of Pentacles says you are probably going to be more focused on finding people who focus on teamwork, like, finding someone who wants to work on a team with you in a relationship. 2 of Pentacles just says focus on having fun. It's funny because, like, halfway through this year, I started telling people focus on having fun. There's like a change in the astrology that basically says if we don't have fun, we won't have love, because it's like basically people want to be with people who are fun. So I would say focus on having fun and get out there. But I think, yeah, could be somebody older than you coming in for you. Could be an air sign. Ash, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say here, cards for me in love. The Sun says, get as much attention as you possibly can. Let go of focusing on what you don't have. Look, 3 of Cups says you have a lot of offers available to you. Sun's the best card in the deck, Ash. Yeah, 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family. I would get out there and date with that 10 of Cups for sure. Ash, that looks really good. So there's like a lot of attention for you with those cards. And 10 of Cups is fortune after difficulty as well. Vanessa, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. How does Ryan feel about me right now? Chariot, victory. I would be patient is what I'd say here. The Chariot could say that he wants to assert himself into the situation. It could also be moving away from the situation. But Strength card is like a card of patience. So I feel like he's being patient. Jamie, thank you as always for the super chat. Will I get this dermatology job? You have the Tower and the Hermit. I would say no, maybe not with these cards. These cards would be like no, if I'm being honest with you. So, and I can't lie. So, I would say probably not. All right, I think I'm all caught up here, people. So, as long as YouTube isn't hiding other people from me, I will take a few more questions. So, if you have any questions, pop them in down below. I'll be happy to answer them. But I will stick around for a few more minutes and answer questions. Looks like my chat is frozen, so maybe not. This is a problem. All right. You know what, everybody? I think... Oh, no. I think we're good. Chats might be coming through, kind of. Donna, you're going to get a card, so you win, Donna. You say, any chance for cards for this weekend? You have the Ace of Swords, victory, this weekend. This card says, like, focus on something that, like a project or a personal project. Could bring in, like, a lot of success for you. So I would say focus with this card for sure. I'm going to give this, if you can all hear me, I'm going to give my chat, there's definitely something going on tonight. Let's put it that way. So it must be YouTube. We're at the end of Mercury retrograde, of course. So my chat is kind of frozen, is what I'd say. I feel like it's definitely behind, because I see stuff coming through that I answered like a while ago. So there's definitely something not right. But anyway, what I will say is I'm probably going to answer a couple more people if they pop through. If not, I'll probably move on to some, I'm just going to move on. If everybody can hear me, which I'm assuming you can. Gareth, will my brother... I would say yes. I feel like you need to take the leap of faith, Gareth. So I would ask your brother for help, for sure. Rose, was thank you for the super chat. Was Big Head's friend platonic? No. This would be sexual. So I would say no. Tamara says the super chat is acting out. That doesn't surprise me. Haley, I feel like you'll be fine. Six of Swords, improvements coming in for you. So I feel like there will be improvements. Lionheart, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Card for work tonight. Big meeting. Justice, really good card. You know, it's like good give and take, you know, so, and success. The Wheel of Fortune, like a turnaround. So I feel like there will be like a turnaround for you here tonight. And luck, really good card. Irini, sorry I missed your question. Irini, you say, what does my ex want from me as a Scorpio? Heartbreak, I feel like they are moving away from you. This is heartbreak. This is no movement. It's like the High Priestess is no communication, no action. So I feel like there is no action here, basically, Irini, in this situation. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. As always, you say, what's up? Not much. Thank you for asking. You say, can I get a few cards for this week? 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands. Love it. Good news coming in for you here, Benjamin. This could be like an offer or something that you've been waiting for coming in for you. The 7 of Wands is like needing an opportunity to commit to something is what I feel like saying to you. It could be love, but it could also be just like an opportunity to commit to some sort of change in your life that leads to a lot of success. To me, the 7 of Wands can represent like leveling up in life because it's like he's defending his space at the top of a hill, and it's like he will never go lower again. So in a lot of ways, it's like you could be leveling up your life, and this is saying you are secure at this place that you are leveling up. So love it. That feels really good. I like it a lot. Teresa, will I get info on starting this new contract? Definitely. Ace of Pentacles, yes, for sure. Alex Salazar, you have the 7 of Swords. Let go of fears. Yeah, I feel like you need to like try new things in love. The Hierophant says like trying new places to date or like dating people who are not your usual type. I would say Hierophant is like the card of dating someone who is like outside of your typical type, basically. Mark, hello. What does my Christmas look like for my family? Celebration, 4 of Wands, love it. Really beautiful card for family celebrations. It is a card of you know, marriage, but it can just represent like celebrations, happiness, good things coming in for you. By the way, Marky Mark's Tarot, you pulled a card for me last night. I didn't pull one for you. So Marky Mark's Tarot, I think you left or something, but you have the Ace of Wands, Mark. So love it. Really good card for you. David, 2 Wands, leadership. I feel like you are taking the lead in your life in 2020. So that's what I feel like will be affecting your life, David. 2 Wands. And discovery, too. This card of discovery. It could be like discovering new things. Megan, the real OG, hello. Messages for the rest of the week. You have the Queen of Cups here, 2 of Cups. Could be like some sort of change in love, or could be love coming in. Could be a water sign, could be a Scorpio. Scorpio used to show up for Virgo all the time. It doesn't have to be a Scorpio, it could be any water sign, but it could be a water sign coming in for you in love. Perfect match. Page of Pentacles, I feel like you might be a little bit cautious if someone new comes in. If this is not love, this could just be like happiness. It could be something that makes you happy that you match up with perfectly, like a job or like a business or something like that. And Page of Pentacles says take action. Yeah, I feel like you need to like get out of your head with the moon. I feel like you need to trust your intuition as well here. 3 of Cups could represent, I feel like saying a second pair of eyes for you. This is not a glasses joke, Megan, but I literally feel like if you're dealing with anything, like anything at all, I feel like getting someone who you trust to help you, like look over things, especially if you're dealing with anything important. But it could also be anything else as well. It could just be like, maybe you're thinking about starting another business or something like that. This would say like a second pair of eyes could be very beneficial for you. Yeah, I feel like you're working towards success. I love this. You always get good cards. It's kind of weird reading for you because I feel like you always get these cards that say like there's like a ton of future success. Just keep doing what you're doing is what I'm going to say to you. Reese Goddess, hello. Messages for 2020. You have the Four of Cups. I feel like you could be weighing your options very heavily. Yeah, I feel like there could be a lot of success. Ten of Pentacles. Everything you want with the Ten of Pentacles. But the Four of Cups is you like weighing your options, like kind of like trying to figure out how to get to here, right here. I feel like, Reese, what I feel like saying to you is I feel like it would be a good year for you to just make choices, like just pick one thing and see it through to the end. Like if you're weighing a bunch of options, trying to pick a path or something like that, I feel like it would be better for you to just make a choice than it would be to just sit there and not make a choice. I feel like that's what's going to lead to success. So that's what I would say to you there. So I like it. Megan, sorry to hear that. We will definitely be sending you good vibes for sure. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to cut this off here. I'm losing my voice. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow during the day to do, I don't know what signs I'm doing tomorrow, but I will be doing the weekly readings for some signs, 3 of them. And so definitely check that out. And I will, of course, be back tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to do a daily reading. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.